Hi folks, Trish here with Crystal Dragon Frequencies. As promised, here is the flip through for the Sherwood Oracle, Hidden Lore of the Wild Forest, by Mark Ryan and John Matthews with gorgeous art by Anne Yvonne Gilbert. I found out about this deck because actor and author Mark Ryan was part of the cast of the Robin of Sherwood series from the 1980s, one of my all-time favorite shows. He authored the book that accompanied the Greenwood Tarot with art by Cheska Potter. That deck has been out of print for decades. Mark has been hoping to get a reprint for a long time, but it never came to fruition until a recent Kickstarter campaign for that purpose was wildly successful. Over the years, he's authored or co-authored other guidebooks for tarot decks, and the Sherwood Oracle is the latest. This one is based on Robin Hood and magical forest lore. The path of the cards laid out in this deck is strongly Wiccan in flavor, with Robin Hood and Maid Marian being stars in this universe, guiding us on a journey through the woods. But I think anyone who believes there's deep magic behind the Robin Hood mythos will enjoy this deck. Please see the description box for links to the Sherwood Oracle, as well as links to the artist involved in the making of it. I'm showing some stats here. The box is 7 3/4 inches in height, 5 3/4 inches across, and 1.5 inches in thickness. I've put centimeter measurements in parentheses. I'll show you the guidebook measurements in a bit. This is the inside of the box, first with the guidebook removed, and then with the cards removed. Here's the back of the box. I feel it's overall sturdy and will store your cards safely for years to come. Here I'm showing you the first Sherwood Oracle card that's 5 by 3 inches next to a standard Rider-Waite Smith card. I'm going to read you the short narrative about the back of the card. It shows the head of the Green Man with a powerful raven holding an arrow in its beak. This brings together the underlying themes of the Oracle: vision, myth, and the hidden lore of the wildwood. I'm just demonstrating the card stiffness here. They feel quite sturdy to me. The stats for the 256-page guidebook are 7.5 inches by 5.5 inches and 1.5 inches of book thickness. The Oracle comes with a folded map that you can lay out 9 cards to do your reading with. This is just one of the ways explained in the guidebook to use the cards. You don't have to use it, but it could be helpful for deeper readings. It includes images of the 9 place cards in the deck. When you read with this method, you will choose at what place on the map you're beginning with. I'll go through the place cards in the flip through. I just want to show you the layout of each card as it is in the book. Here's the Will Scarlet selection. So it shows the card, the name, and the name of the tree. Sorry about the camera. There's a poem or intro to the card with an explanation. There is the keywords, and if the card is as a companion, as well as a challenger position. There's a brief blessing, and a description of the tree and its qualities. Tree words that go along with the card. And different questions of place as far as the chart that I showed you earlier. If the card is in each of these positions, what question should you ask yourself? And then finally, a short meditation for each card. I think that's it. Yeah. Now I'll show you the cards. I'm not going to give a lengthy explanation for each card, but I will give you the name of the card, the tree associated with it, and then the keywords. There are 5 categories of cards, including the outlaws, the adversaries, the wild ones, the dancers, and places in Sherwood. The final card represents the reader or seeker, if you're reading for someone else. After I show you the cards, I give some final thoughts, as well as do a 1-card reading for the collective. And many one sings of grass, and many one sings of corn, and many one sings of Robin Hood, kens little where he was born. The Robin Hood card is associated with the yew tree, and the keywords are strength, sustaining energy, perception, a green lord of the wildwood, final truth, seeking the way, and the quiet voice. The Maid Marian card is the silver birch, with keywords gentleness, skill, truth, kindness, the flower bride, May Day morning, dreams, and recognition. Little John is the oak tree, with keywords strength, determination, boldness, tireless energy, humor, gentleness, and protection. Will Scarlet is the hornbeam. Keywords determination, quick wits, tireless energy, impatience, attention, attentiveness, honesty, and faithfulness. Friar Tuck is the hazel tree, and his keywords are faith, hope, charity, kindness, honesty, wit, endurance, love of life, and enjoying food and drink. Much is the alder tree. His keywords are perception, vitality, love of the woodlands, simplicity, honesty, dreaming, fearlessness, agility, and surprise. The Saracen is the laurel tree. Keywords insight, strength, faithfulness, accuracy, truth, suspicion, vitality, speed, honor, protection, and guardianship. Alanadale is the apple tree, with keywords music, cleverness, clear sight, romance, vision, a solitary path, a lover, a dreamer, and a passionate soul. Gilbert of the White Hand is the beech tree. Keywords: precision, attention, aspiration, concentration, loyalty, alchemy, birth, children, and disguise. Arthur A. Bland is the pine tree. Keywords: mending broken things, strong and protective, good with his hands, a kind and seasoned friend, a hard worker, a talented craftsman, clarity of vision, and native wisdom. Young Gamwell is the ash tree, with keywords vision, cleverness, quickness, sleight of hand, divination, reading the signs, riches, freshness of youth, and eagerness. George A. Green is hawthorn, with keywords understanding, romance, deep knowledge, energy, potency, guardian of animals, and fairy belief. David of Doncaster is the larch tree, with keywords strength, keenness, alertness, watchfulness, determination, and the ability to wrestle with issues. The ranger is the sweet chestnut, with keywords guardianship and protection, bodily strength, longevity, sympathy, breadth of knowledge and opinion, wisdom, and a good relationship with animals and nature. The Sheriff of Nottingham is the medlar tree, with keywords intrusion, selfishness, overly possessive, uncaring, greed, lascivious, tyrannical, treachery, doubt, and fear. Guy of Gisborne is the wych elm tree, with keywords cunning, cruel, selfish, powerful, frightening, offensive, and acting without thought for others. King John is the blackthorn, with keywords plotting, greed, cleverness, skillfulness, power, indecision, avarice, governing, and kingship. The prioress is the black poplar, with keywords deep insight, healing, teacher, tradition, deep rooted truth, spiritual advice, passion, strength, and dark knowing. The keywords for Robin Goodfellow are wonder, resourceful, clever, dreamy, jokes, sudden, quick witted, secretive, hidden depths, otherworldly, laughter, and seduction. The keywords for Hern the Hunter are otherworldly, truth seeking, delving deep, hunting, capturing answers, finding ways, ghostly, and committed. The keywords for Wayland the Smith are creativity, power, hope, urgency, fire, light, truth, acknowledgement, acceptance, and brilliance. The Green Man's keywords are growth, fecundity, power, nature, restoration, life force, energy, spontaneity, resonance, reserve, creation, and natural forces. The Green Lady's keywords are ancient wisdom, enduring, hidden, revelatory, vision, feminine, truthful, eternal, transformation, and growth. John Barleycorn's keywords are ritual, remembrance, harvest, the turning year, wisdom, insight, loss, truth, renewal, patterns, perspective, prescience, vision, dream, death, and spirit. The keywords for the Hoodners are energy, renewal, response, jollity, joy, adventure, song, dance, music, and reverence for life. Key concepts for the major oak, which lies in the center, are it's the outlaws' camp, where they come home to refresh themselves. Maid Marian's bower represents the maiden of spring. It's a place of wisdom, mystery, love, and happiness. Nottingham Castle is the home of the sheriff. It's a place of stolen power, imprisonment, danger, and entrapment. Hearn's Cavern is where you remember your forgotten skills and energy. You find fresh energy and strength. The place of the Green Man and Green Lady is the Green Grove. It's a place of growth and restoration after a difficult time. Kirkley's Priory is the home of the prioress, and it's a place of sanctuary. Wayland's Smithy is a place of renewal and reinventing yourself after a lost sense of direction. The mill is a place of much, a place of reconstitution and making over your life after challenging events. John Barleycorn's field is a place of renewal and rising again after being cut down. The way through the woods represents the seeker of the reading and the path they take as they journey through Sherwood. I drew the John Barleycorn card for the Channel Collective. He represents the cycle of life. He's the archetype for the agricultural wheel of the year. The grain is cut down at harvest to be rolled into bundles for food for the people and livestock, only to be grown again in the coming year. At the time of this video release, it's November, and I'm in the Northern Hemisphere, so we're coming up on winter. Drawing this card coincides with this seasonal time of endarkenment and hibernation, whether physical, mental, or emotional, or some combination of the three. What do you need to let go of to bring about your own renewal? I'm going to read the following narrative speaking in the voice of John Barleycorn from the guidebook for this card to show you the depth of the lesson it offers. As I fall and rise, as the tides of life and death cross and recross the world, so will I show you the riches of going deeply within, of becoming one with the unending cycles of nature and humankind. So again, I ask you to consider John Barleycorn's lesson in release and renewal. Maybe make a list of what you would like to or need to let go of, and what you want or need to replace that for your renewal. I think this is a deck that you could work deeply with or ask everyday questions. The guidebook is indispensable, and I don't say that lightly about an Oracle deck guidebook. Sometimes they feel thrown together just to add something more with the deck than the average little white book that comes in the box. I really like the blessings and meditation given with each card for deeper personal work. But some of the questions given in each card section can help with everyday questions about love, work, and so on. So I'm happy I bought the deck and look forward to continuing to work with it. If you're interested in me doing a 9-card reading with this deck for the channel, let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed the flip through, and thanks for stopping by.